What does the Palm Springs housing market have in store for 2022? Are we finally going to see that massive housing crash some people have been predicting? Is a foreclosure wave going to bring more homes for sale in the market? Today, we're going to discuss what to expect if you're a buyer or a seller in the coming months. How do you do? It's me, Stefan Burchard, the Desert Realtor here in the Palm Springs area. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to learn all about Palm Springs, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget that little bell so you'll be notified every time I do a new video. I'm getting calls, emails, and texts every day from people moving and relocating here to the Palm Springs area, and I love it. If you're one of those folks, call, text, or email me 24/7. I promise to make your experience as smooth and fun as possible. Now, on to the report. Demand for homes here in the 9 cities of the Coachella Valley and the greater Palm Springs area remains strong. There are more buyers than there are homes for sale. The median price for homes here at the end of 2021 was $615,000, which represents a 12-month gain of about 18.3%. And for Palm Springs, the price of an average home was just above $1,185,000, and Rancho Mirage was $1,174,000. Wow. Indian Wells, La Quinta, and Palm Desert also had huge price increases this year. So what did the trends look like for 2022? In December of 2021, the Federal Reserve announced policy changes that will have a big impact on the housing market, not just here in Palm Springs, but across the country. The Fed announced they will begin winding down the quantitative easing program and will begin increasing interest rates. So many of the things that have been influencing our recent housing market will be changing in 2022. The low interest rates that have encouraged buyer demand will start to go away. However, they're still going to be historically low. And this will also impact the borrower's affordability when buying a home. It's very possible by the end of 2022, fixed mortgage interest rates could be up as high as 4%, maybe 5%. Most likely, these new mortgage rates will slow the housing demand for buyers. So you may be wondering if this is going to create a housing market crash. No, probably not, because of the law of supply and demand. We'd need way much more supply of homes here in the Coachella Valley for a crash to actually happen, even if interest rates do rise. And remember, housing crashes don't happen overnight. They take months to happen, and we're a long way from that. As far as an increase in homes for sale, though, due to foreclosure, because the pandemic loan forbearance is winding down, interestingly enough, nationally, homes involved in the forbearance program are only at 1.7% of all mortgages. Here in the Coachella Valley, it's even less. So if history repeats itself, only 0.4% resulted in a short sale or deed in lieu of foreclosure. In this scenario, not many homes will be coming on the market because of the forbearance issues here locally. With the changes the Federal Reserve is making, we will see changes that do affect the Palm Springs real estate scene in 2022. As of January 1, 2022, the total inventory of homes for sale in the Coachella Valley was only 607 units. That's 900 units and 60% less than last year. Normally and historically, we see a lot more homes coming on the market in November and December. That just didn't happen this year. Because inventories are so low, unless new listings really surge, it's hard to imagine sales demand and prices will slow down very much, at least in the first half of 2022. It's also unlikely that buyer demand will slow down much in the first half of 2022, even if the Fed does start to raise interest rates. And remember, about 50% of transactions in the Coachella Valley are cash. Predictions from Zillow, Redfin, and Realtor.com all project tight market conditions to exist in 2022. So don't expect a lot to change in the first 6 months of 2022. And it is possible that buyer demand may cool down a little bit in the last half of the year as the Fed interest rate changes take effect. So that means we may not have the multiple offer situation, or at least as many offers, each time a home comes on the market. And the over asking price scenarios that are in play here right now, along with things like appraisals being waived, waiving any repair request, and shortening contingency times, some of those may go away as well. So what about home values? Well, inflation is expected to continue, which also will increase home values. California Association of Realtors is forecasting a 5.2% increase in the median home price value, which is not as aggressive as it's been in the last 12 months. At the same time, Goldman Sachs is predicting 16% home appreciation, and Zillow is predicting 11.7%. We've had a lot of local homeowners that have contacted us about selling, but they're sitting and waiting on the right opportunity to buy another property. I don't blame them. They don't want to put their home on the market until they find a home they can buy. And new home construction, well, at least here in the Palm Springs area, it's not going to make much of an impact on the number of homes for sale in 2022 either. So 2022 is already shaping up to be an interesting year for the Palm Springs real estate market. So if you're a home buyer, interest rates will continue to increase, so buying sooner rather than later is probably a good idea. If you wait, affordability may become an issue. For sellers, sooner rather than later also applies, as there are more buyers currently in the market, and you have a better chance of getting a higher price. As interest rates increase, the number of buyers may diminish somewhat, and there may be competition as more sellers bring their homes on the market. If you have any questions about this real estate prediction for 2022, please let me know. If you're thinking about buying or selling in the Palm Springs area, please give me a call, text, or email. All my information is below. Don't forget to like and comment on my video and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget that little bell so you don't miss my next video. And now, I'll see you on my next video about the 9 best places to eat and drink in Cathedral City.